Sometimes you feel like a nut.
Hello farmers, welcome back to Ravenport. An early morning in Ravenport. It's the next morning after we bought our new piece of land, plot number 6 as I call it, because it's field 6, yada yada. As you can see, the combine's over here. It is washed, the header and the combine are both prepared, and the combine's fueled, ready to go. I do have the case tractor up there at the top of the hill with the trailer and also the seed drill. The Massey Ferguson is at the store with the spreader waiting to buy lime because, well, we need lime, and yeah, I can imagine we're going to need lots of it. The problem is I can't take out any more money on the loan of 530 grand, plus between hiring a worker to seed the fields last night as I was transporting some stuff over here and taking care of that, worker fees, and I had to buy seed for the seed drill, so the seed drill is full of seed, and I actually got a bag or two back at the store because I don't know how much seed this field's going to take. But, let's not waste any time. One thing I probably should do, in case I start to get going here, canola, well, looks like the ranch, of course it's going to be the ranch. Oh man, the ranch is on the other side of the map. But that is the best price right now. Of course, nothing would be going up, would it? Too bad. Actually, well, whatever. It is what it is. I'm going to have to sell it. Kind of straight away. Obviously, because we need the cash. So you can see the meter, wrench meter, fuel meter. We're all good there. Like I said, I even fixed the header. I was like stepping on the gas. I'm like, why aren't we going? This combine takes a minute or two to figure out if it wants to go or not. So yeah, we're going to be spending a lot of cash to get this field up and going. The one thing I'll have to wait, once we get this combine rolling, I'll probably have to put it on a worker because we'll be transporting things around. But after I make a second pass, I'll have to check the field status page to see if it needs to be plowed. If it does, then I'll probably get the Massey Ferguson and bring the subsoil there down and we'll plow the field. I'll probably get, let's see, could I put the subsoiler on a worker as well? Wow, I don't want to have to hire 2 workers. Let's hope it doesn't need to be plowed right now. That's all I got to say. But let's see, we're starting at 10 of 7. I'm going to keep it at real time. The other fields grew a little bit overnight. They're in the first growth stage, and I've figured something out, which, may be a helpful tip for you guys as well. What you should do for fertilizing. So before you plant your seed down, fertilize your fields. That's stage 1. And then you can plant your seed. This is if you don't have a seed drill that fertilizes. Plant your seed and then you can fertilize again. You don't have to wait for a growth stage. So you can do your double fertilization before any growth happens. So you don't have to run narrow tires on your tractor if you don't want to. I actually got the standard tires on the Massey Ferguson right now. So one pass is 1,000 liters, it looks like. So the question is, how many passes do we have? That's how wide the field is. Am I actually going to get 1,000 liters per every pass? Probably not, because I'm probably not going straight as can be. So like I said, we got, hopefully before we get the sheet fully, we're going to need like 100 grand. Right in that ballpark of an area. Of course, now we need 105 grand because we're 5 grand in the hole. But and that is if placing down the pasture for the sheep costs roughly, I think base is 60-65. So terraforming is probably going to cost at least 10 grand. Then of course we need 20 grand for a mower. And I can't see how much sheep cost because I went to the animal dealership and hit the R button to buy animals, and the only option it gives me is chickens because chickens is the only pasture we got. It won't actually show you how much it is for sheep, pigs, horses, cows, unless you have a pasture built. I was like, alright, so I don't know how much sheep go for, and I didn't bother looking up anywhere to see how much they go for just yet. It's like, well, we got to get a pasture first anyway, so what does it matter? Yeah, so this is going to take a while to harvest this field with this harvester. I don't know how long, but I'm definitely not going to record the entire thing. That's for darn sure. We'll be here forever. That'll be one long video. You see, in that pass, I got, well, probably roughly the same. Because now we got 2,200 liters in the tank. So I think what I'm going to do is once I get to the top side of the field, I'm going to hire a worker so it can start going on its own. And I'll have to get into the case and we'll have to empty this combine while it's rolling, hopefully. And then when I do have free time, I'll be the one driving the combine to save ourselves some money on labor for worker. But let me get going here for a little bit. I'll make some headway. I'll bring it back and we'll see where we stand or sit. Well, here we are, making our first trip to the ranch with a full trailer. And the way the field's going faster than I thought it would actually. With the helper doing the combining and us getting things prepared. It's going pretty well. The problem is it's going too well. Because from what I can see here, we're probably going to get one more full trailer and probably 2/3 of a trailer after that. So, I mean, it's going to be good income, but it's still not going to be like, oh, well, after we just harvest the field once, we're going to be able to, you know, put down a sheep farm and do all this great stuff. Yep, and I was here late last night when the helper was seeding the fields. I was up here trying to sell the eggs and that little carton of eggs that we had. I finally found the sweet spot and it finally took it. So we were about $6,000 in the hole, but we sold that for almost $19,000. So, you know, another 2 trailers. It's going to be a good price. Not, like I said, not enough to put down a sheep farm. It would be great if we could get $60,000. Or $65,000, whatever it is, just so the shop will say, well, you got enough money to buy it. Then we can try placing it in the area we want to. At least they'll give us a rough idea how much it's going to cost to terraform. But we're not going to get that far. Anyways, I'm going to head back to the field. Combine's going to be pretty close to full by the time I get there. And then I'm going to go to the shop and start buying some lime. That's where... This is the thing, we're going to spend a lot of money today also prepping the field because it needs lime and I need to fertilize it. So I got to buy a lot of bags of stuff. Anyways, I'm making money to spend money to make money. But anyways, I got to get back to work here. So I'll see you in a bit. So you can see the combine is probably pretty close to halfway through. I had just brought the case and trailer back and emptied the combine, so I got about 3,500 liters of canola in there. Went down to the store, spent some money to buy some lime, and yeah, we're gonna breeze through this lime pretty darn quick, I would think. Now I'm also interested to see there's a lime sell point. I think it's a sell point at the BGA. The question is, can I just go there and refill it, or do I have to go buy bags at the store? I don't know. But I also had a little bit of a problem with the worker on the combine. When I came back and emptied it, I moved the trailer and it kept saying worker stop, unknown problem. And I kept looking, the case was not anywhere near the combine. Didn't have a full tank, it just kept saying work stop because of unknown problem. I'm like, well, what's the problem? And finally he just, after I just fiddled with it just for a bit, he finally went. So yeah, I'm not sure what that was all about. See if I can guess the working width of this just right. I'm trying to save as much as I can. Lime is actually rather cheap. It's like $450 for a bag of 2,000 liters. But still, you go through lots of it. Some people are starting to complain on the forums because they're getting the bigger fields, and they're like, well, how do you do it? You know, it's like, well, get the bigger I guess get the bigger breedle. And this, there is mods out there for sell points for lime. You can put it right next to your fields. Yeah, you just got to go, you know, either you deal with it or just turn it off, I guess. I kind of like doing the lime, doing the periodic plowing. It mixes up rather than just, I don't want it to be so, it's kind of funny now looking back on, if I went back to 17, I would see it as working the fields as easy because you don't have to do lime, you don't have to watch out for weeds. It does cut back on fertilizing 3 stages instead of 2, but we could change that in 17 even and just have 1 stage of fertilization. Alright, so what we're going to do here, since I don't want to say I'm empty, but I'm empty enough. Hopefully the combine will be fine for now, but I will get the message that he's 80% full like we always do. So we're running over here to the BGA. Probably should have went up the road and actually took the access road in, but the lime deposit, I said lime deposit, lime sell point is right there. There's a little tower next to that building. I don't know if I'm going to have access to use it or not because this is not our land. So let me just come up here. Select the silos whose content you want to load into your vehicle. Wait, I have more than one? Okay, well it's still lime. Alright, so technically I should pay pretty close to $2 grand, right? 2, 4, 6, 8. I can fit on 8,000, that's 450. Yeah, so about $2 grand. So let's fill this up. Now it'll be interesting. When I buy the BGA, do I have to pay for lime? I mean, we're a ways off from buying this as well. So if I were to buy this at the store, this would cost me pretty close to $2 grand. Actually be like $1,800. So this should be just around $1,800, I hope. Yeah, so it's going to be the same price. So that's good. Now I know I can use that for the field down here instead of going to the store and doing it. So instead of going to the store and hit buy bag, and then refill, and when the bag's empty, I would pull up to another one, refill, I can just come up here and refill with this. Plus, it's one thing I don't have to put down later on, I guess. But I think probably the devs knew for how much lime you go through that they should put some of those around. Now, you don't see seed towers and liquid fertilizer towers, artificial fertilizer towers. You don't see that stuff. The combine's coming back up, so that's going to be... Oh, he's going to be on the wrong side. Oh, it's like a winter wonderland here. But I think this is either 15, it's going to add 15 or 20% to our yield next time. And heck yeah, I'm putting soybeans in this field. So like I said, you know, the yield's not going to be as great as it could be because there was only 1 stage of fertilization, which I did under a contract. And with the lime, I can't remember if it's 15 or 20%. But I'm going to continue this for just a little bit further, and I'll bring it back in a while. And hopefully our bank account's looking just a little bit better than it is right now. It's not bad, but, you know, it needs to be just a little bit better. And here's our second trip up to the ranch. That still has the best price going. And luckily I'm finally going there, because if you look at our money, we're almost back down to zero. Now, yes, that's from buying lime, but I have also bought hopefully enough artificial fertilizer, which is sitting back at the shop, to fertilize the field twice. But I'm still got to buy more lime, I do believe. I can make about 2.5 passes on the field before the tank runs out. But we do have to remember we did start like $6,000 in the hole. And also I did look, lime does increase the yield by 15%. So with no lime and one fertilization stage not being done, this field is going to yield 40% less than what it could have. So next yield should be better, but next yield is going to be soybeans. But I did also check to make sure the field does not need to be plowed. We are putting lime down, and of course I'm going to fertilize it twice, so the only thing we'll have to keep track of after I fertilize it, after I plant it, is just to make sure no weeds grow into it. But I don't know if any of you out there have tried to play on the hard mode yet. I played on hard mode once in 15 on a start from scratch, and I don't want to say it was a challenge, but I didn't get too far because I started like a month before 17 came out just to try it. And yeah, I didn't get too far in the play. Well, I didn't have a YouTube channel back then, but I didn't get too far into playing it. Plus, I didn't play it as much because I don't want to say I was getting bored of 15, but I wanted to take a break from Simulator before 17 came out. But the reason I'm just bringing this up is it's hard to make. It's hard. I don't want to say it's hard to make cash on medium difficulty, which is what we're on. But I can imagine what it's like on hard difficulty, because the prices you get for selling your crops is going to be a lot lower than what we have here. I was watching Daggerwin earlier, and after one of his videos, I went to another YouTuber I'd never seen before after his channel. And he goes, "Oh, we're going to go sell wool now." I'm like, "Oh, what's the price of wool?" And I saw I'm like, "Whoa, the price of wool is better than I thought it was." Then I started noticing all the prices that he had on the price sheet. I'm like, you must be playing on easy mode, because those prices are ridiculous. Because I sort of know what the prices are on the medium difficulty. So he was, wheat was like 12 to 1300. Barley was around there as well. And I'm like, yeah, you got to be on easy mode. So I can imagine on hard mode, like we're getting, I think 1300 for this canola. I think on hard mode it'd probably be down around 800 or 900. And boy, you must almost break even after putting lime down, seeding the field, 2 stages of fertilization. I can just imagine. But you can see the field after our second trip to the ranch. That's how much is left of the field. So yeah, we started at 10 of 7. It is now 8 o'clock, so it's only been an hour and 10 minutes. This combine has impressed me how fast it's going through the field. Don't get me wrong, I wish it would go, yield more, but that's not the combine's fault. This combine is doing a darn good job on this field. It's going to take, I'm just going to round up to an hour and a half to harvest this field in real time. That is not bad at all. Let me guess, you got a full tank. And the pipe is on the wrong side. I'll park you here. So I'll probably get like a half a trailer full to go back to the ranch with. But let me empty up this guy, get him back on a worker. I can do some more lime work. And I'll bring you back in a while. No, pipe out, dude. Back to the ranch with our third trip. I live at the ranch. Seems like, well, I don't have a ranch right now to live at. We don't have a house. But the field is all limed, so I don't have to buy any more lime for the field. So we're just over 19 grand. We should get like 10 grand for this, something like that. And I did some math, well, a little bit of math. I think if the field was lined and had 2 stages of fertilization down, we probably would have another 40 grand in the bank account. That's how much we pretty much missed out on. Hey, 9-8. All right. Still doing good with that math today. My math skills have been on point the last 2 episodes. But yeah, so instead of being at 30, we could be at 70. But it is what it is. But I also was thinking, you know, when I was filling up the lime, I'm trying to, you know, I was thinking, okay, so if you buy the BGA, do we get the lime for free? I want to guess no. Because that'd be too easy. And then I started thinking, you know, it kind of sucks that you got to buy the BGA now in order to sell silage there. And then I started thinking about something I haven't played in a long time, is multiplayer. Where now in multiplayer 19 you can have multiple farms on a map. And I'm thinking, so whatever farm buys the BGA, they're the only ones that are allowed to use it? That would be interesting. But I don't know if the prices at the BGA are better than what they are at, quote-unquote, the barn for selling silage bales. But if you're on a multiple farm and you want to cut grass, I think it's easier to bring grass or chaff to a BGA, compact it, and sell it in bulks, rather than have to bale it and wrap it. But by baling and wrap it, you can sell it right away. But it would really suck if, on the multiplayer system, if one farm owned the barn and the BGA. Well, I don't think you can own the barn, because we don't own the barn. We're able to sell there. I don't know. So if anyone does multiplayer and you're doing multiple farms, how's the farm doing that has the BGA? Because I'm guessing they're probably going to have more money if the price at silage is more at the BGA than at the barn, like it was in 17 and 15. But anyways, for our field, I need to go back, hop back in the Massey Ferguson, head down to the store, fill it up with artificial fertilizer, fertilize the field, and once I get fertilized in the field, we're going to send the Chase on the Chase to seed the field with soybeans. And once he gets far, I'll fertilize the field once again, and then we're pretty much done with the field until harvest, unless weeds grow. But still, I was pretty impressed. It was pretty much like an hour and 20 minutes for that small combine to harvest this field, which is not bad at all. I was thinking, oh God, this is going to take forever. You know, how long before I can buy a harvester that's going to harvest that in a decent amount of time? Yes, that wasn't fast for harvesting that field. An hour and a half, an hour and 20 minutes in real time. But really, also, it wasn't bad either. So, I think we can park the tipper up here. That's going to be fine. No, I didn't want to start the engine, stop the engine. I want to drop that off. Head over here. Now when you spread fertilizer on the field, the lime color goes away right away. So when I come back and start spraying fertilizer on it, the lime will just disappear wherever the artificial fertilizer goes. Which is weird because the artificial fertilizer is usually white. Alright, we'll hook you up, turn you off, but I'm going to get started in the Massey, head down to the store, and like always, I'll bring you back in a bit. Well, this is what it's like fertilizing a field with lime on it. It's like deleting it, but it's not. I guess it does. You're just overlapping it, I suppose, which is weird because like I said, look at the artificial fertilizer. It's white, and I'm deleting the white from the lime. Whatever. It all works out. But technically right now where I fertilized the field is in a better fertilization state than when we harvested. Because it just had one stage of fertilization, didn't have the lime on it. So once I get this all fertilized, which won't be too much longer, we'll get the case going on seeding some soybeans on it. And once we get that going, we're going to head to the shop. At least we're going to buy something. I mean, you got to buy something, right? Come on. Yeah, we're going to buy the mower. Something we need for the sheep. Start making some grass bales, because I don't know how much grass the sheep are going to need. And in seasons, not in seasons, without seasons, I don't have to worry about the grass decaying, although I don't know if it decays or not in the game. Maybe I'll have to take a look at the help menu just to make sure the grass doesn't decay. I haven't heard anything that it does, but, you know, it's good to check. It could have flown underneath the radar. But I got enough fertilizer to do the field once again after... Well, that's it. I can't leave that big of a spot. I can do the field again once after it's seeded. I bought 3,000 liters. And you can see I just used just over 1,000. So I got enough to do the field one more time. No problem. But I'm not sure how long it's going to take the case to seed this. But it'll get it done at some point. And when we get to do this, soybeans in a couple days, we should get more than enough money to do the sheep farm. At least we'll be ready for it. We should have by then, of course, we're going to have the mower. We're going to have the mower shortly. And when I harvest the other fields, the water tank is only like 9 grand-ish, so that should not be a problem as well. Alright, let's make sure we put it on the correct seed. Actually, it is already on. I put it on soybeans already. Hopefully the case has enough gas for this. I don't know how much it's going to go through. Looks like it's doing just fine. So what we're going to do is we're going to drop off our Breedle. Hop in here, and I'll meet you down at the store, because I got to bring the mower up to here. The baler... Wait, the baler should be here. I could have swore about the baler here. Did I not? Is it there or what? I don't know. I thought about the baler here. It might be parked there. I just didn't see it. But I'll meet you down at the store, which would be like really a second. Alright, we're back here at the store. Right in here. Mowers. Coon. I do believe I want to buy that. I think. I do believe. I'm hoping that this sucker can pick it up. I don't even remember what horsepower the Massey even has on it. Unfold mower. I'm just curious to see if the Massey could actually power this up. Looks like it has no problem powering it up. Alright. Yeah, I realize I don't have access to this land. I'm trying to mow concrete here. So, we got ourselves a mower. So now it's time to head back up to the field. And I gotta scratch my head to see if I can find the baler. Alright, we're back at the field. I dropped off the mower. And I was sitting here thinking, I know I brought back the baler. I said, well, there's one way to find out. So I went to the map. Look what's down here. I have no idea what it's doing down there. I guess I better go say hello to it. Wait, where is it exactly? So that's the corner. I gotta go across this little street here. I don't even want to ask. So there's our field. Here's a little street. Uh-oh. I am not liking this. Where? Are you kidding me? I don't even know why am I bringing the Massey Ferguson down here? I don't know. Don't ask me how I got it out of there. You can see the Massey. I actually got the Massey to push it just a little bit. I could hook up to it, but I couldn't get it between the rock and the concrete. So I started to go up the hill, then the Massey didn't have the power to go over the hill. Somehow I got on the rock. What were you here? I didn't have to reset it. Yeah, so I'm not sure what's going on with some of this stuff sliding around the map as it has. You can see the Massey has this enough enough time pulling this up this little hill here. But I have found back at the, well, our original, I'm going to call that the red farm because we got all red equipment basic kind of there. I have lost the trailer that we have now, the only trailer. Like, where'd it go? And it was like down over the hill. Like, what? Why is it down there? Yeah, this Massey's not really meant to pull this. Like I said, I had trouble going up the hill. I kind of slid onto that rock, and we'll just say things worked out. I should be staying off the grass because it looks like there might be some crop destruction on this grass from going over it. All right. You stay there. I'm actually watching to see if it's going to go anywhere. Anyways, I'm going to put the Massey Ferguson back up on the spreader, so it'll be ready to go. I'm going to let the case do its thing. And while it's doing its thing, I'm going to bring some stuff back to the farm. But for us, it's going to do it for this episode. So we kind of got... We're back above zero on the money list wise. Oh, that's right. It's facing that way. All right. Yeah, we're above zero. We're actually 12 grand above zero. We should have everything we need to get this field set to go. And we have the mower. So we'll have some grass bales. So the only thing we got to do is we go to not animal transport. Wrong. That's wrong. Animals. We'll have to spend 10 grand. Either I'm going to spend 10 grand on this. Oh, wow. It's actually 15. Or spend an extra 15 grand to get something that just transports milk for the future of having cows. I think we'll just get the Joskin. Because when we finally get cows, we may have a lot of money coming in to where we can just get the bigger tanker. And who knows, by then some mods. So we just got to get this, and then if everything goes well, animal pens. It's 65 grand for... Yeah, I know I don't... so you're not going to even let me see how much... so I can't even see how much it is to place it, which kind of would take to place it, which kind of sucks. Can I... Oh, see, today I can borrow some more cash. How much more can we borrow? How much can we borrow now? All right, so we have the cash to actually do this now, but we're going to do it next episode. There, a little cliffhanger for you. Yeah, so because basically I want to mow the grass where the sheep pen's going to go. So yeah, we'll do that next episode. So that is going to do it for today, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed the episode. I appreciate you watching as always, and I'll see you next time in Ravenport. But until then, have a good one.